Hello, positive thinkers. Great to see you again. And I just wanted to again thank Diane Hanks. Diane is our vice president for helping us out with these videos. And she has her new computer. She still has a little glitch with her camera, but once she has that glitch straightened out, then she'll be joining us on these videos. I wanted to do a couple things today. And the first one is continue with the speech that Dr. Norman Vincent Peale gave back in 1969. I don't want to take credit for these talks that I'm giving you because actually I memorized them from a talk that Dr. Peale gave. So please don't think that I'm the one that is talking here. This is really Dr. Peale talking. All right, but we left off where we told George that there was a place where he could go where the no problems were, and that was the cemetery, Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx. And I did say that is a fact, that not one of those people has a problem. For them, life's fitful fever is over. They couldn't care less what you and I watch on TV or read in the newspapers or listen to on the radio, but they're dead. It therefore follows in logical sequence, I believe, that problems constitute a sign of life. I would even go so far as to say that the person with 10 tough man-sized problems is twice as alive as the poor, apathetic, miserable soul that only has 5. And those of you here today that have no problems, I warn you, you're on the way out, you don't know it. The minute this video is over, you better go to your room and shut the door, get down on your knees by the bed and pray to the Lord and say to the Lord, Lord, what's the matter? Don't you trust me anymore? Send me some problems. You know, I wonder what's come over the great breed of Americans. We are the descendants of a great breed of people who had problems, and they had problems aplenty. But did they whine and whimper and crawl around on their knees holding out their hands to some so-called benevolent government asking that they be taken care of? Not in your life. They took care of themselves and they built the greatest economy in the history of mankind. Question is now, has the breed run out? In the midst of our affluence, have we grown soft and fat? And I don't mean in the men's section, I mean in the head. For example, I was walking down California Street in Nob Hill in San Francisco not so long ago when I met an intellectual. Now, how did I know he was an intellectual? He told me that he was. Had he not told me, I wouldn't have the slightest idea. Except he had certain characteristics to which I personally ascribe to the phony intellectual. Now, for the genuine intellectual, I have nothing but real respect. But the phony intellectual is something else. For example, he had on his face what these characters called a concerned look. Sad and dismal, which befits escapists. And then the second thing about it was the way he was dressed, or you might say he wasn't dressed. He naturally had on no jacket, and he naturally had on no tie, but he did have a shirt, and I noticed that the shirt was of good quality. Many of these characters have money of which they're profoundly ashamed. And I noticed that the shirt was unbuttoned down to the 3rd button, and I meditated on the reason why, and I concluded that his purpose was to nonchalantly reveal a manly chest. But I got up and inspected that chest minutely, and there wasn't a hair on it. But that wasn't the worst of it. We were standing on the brow of the hill, and unhappily the breeze was off the bay because he was between myself and the bay. Well, this character fixed a solemn gaze on me, and he said, "You're this bright, fortuitous, Pollyanna, sweetness and light individual that runs around the country talking about positive thinking, aren't you?" I said, "Now that you brought this up in your urbane, restrained, scientific, philosophical manner, let us carefully consider the assumptions you have raised." I said, "I do run around the country, and I do talk about positive thinking, which is neither fortuitous nor Pollyannish nor sweetness in life." I said, "Son, I'll give you a definition of a positive thinker if you'd like to have it." He showed no disposition to want it, but I gave it to him anyhow. Well, next time, I'm going to give you the true definition of a positive thinker and take this conversation a little bit further for your benefit. I wanted to now give you my new idea on overcoming stress. If you remember, the first tip I gave you was these chime balls, okay, which you take and you twirl in your hands. Okay, like so. There we go. And if you'll notice, on the bottom of your wrist, right here, when you twirl them, you're going to see your blood vessels moving. Okay? And that is actually helping to circulate your blood, which goes back to the heart and then pumps to other areas. Second tip I gave you was the pencil, which you put between your teeth, but you don't bite down on it when you have a headache, for example, a stress headache or a migraine headache. And basically, those migraines, a lot of them come from stress. So you put it between your teeth and you don't bite down on it, which actually relaxes the jaw and helps eliminate those stressful headaches. Okay? You hold it in your mouth, but don't bite down. That relaxes the muscles. And you do that for as long as you can, and believe me, that headache will go. And then the third thing that I showed you was this therapy stress and tension bath soak. Last time I said soap, I meant soak, S-O-A-K. And this is really great. You can get some of this at your health food stores, the specialty soap stores that sell all kinds of lotions and those kind of things. And I did say I found this at a garage sale, and I still can't understand why they wouldn't let me try it out in their bathtub, but, well, that was their business. The third tip I'm going to give you, I got this from one of our Board of Advisor members, Christine Patty. Christine Patty is a certified natural health professional. She knows her nutrition and health and herbs, believe me. Her husband, by the way, is Joe Patty, and Joe is the chairman of the board of one of the fastest, if not the fastest, growing pest and lawn control companies, Huron Lawn and Pest, here in Florida, Oviedo, Florida. But anyway, what Christine gave me is a package of lemon balm, and these are leaves, okay? And what you do is you take 2 spoonfuls of this and you put it in a cup. You boil the water, and then you pour the water in that container, cover that container up for 13 minutes. Let it simmer. And then you drink it. Now, if it's a little too bitter for you, put like a half a tablespoon of the brown sugar, the type that, that they sell in the store that is the brown sugar from Hawaii, okay? Not the cooking brown sugar. Don't use white sugar, because white sugar, you use too much white sugar, it's going to clog up your veins eventually. But the brown sugar is okay. And you can get the real good brown sugar at health food stores. This stuff is fantastic for calming you down, for relieving stress. And you know the other thing it does? And I said this, wrote this in our last post on the World Positive Thinkers Club Facebook page. This actually has been proven to help eliminate or prevent cancer. There are researches that have gone on. I'll be happy to give you the information on it, but they have found that taking this on a regular basis not only will relax you, but it also is good for relieving other ailments like cancer. Okay? So this is something you can get at a health food store. You have to look around, because I had a wild time getting this. Christine's store was the only store that had this of all the ones that I went to. And that, luckily, is how I met Christine. She's a really neat lady. She's going to be on here one of these days. She's going to be giving tips on our radio show about nutrition and health. And this lady's neat. You'll see a picture of her on our Board of Advisors, and she stays in shape. She rides her bike, I don't know, 300 miles a day, but she rides her bike pretty far. I don't know if I can keep up with her. I ride a bike every day about 5 to 10 miles. And she's half my age. Anyway, she'll be on our radio show someday. But here's your other tip. It's called Lemon Balm Leaves. Look it up on the internet, and it will show you that it does relieve stress and also has been proven valuable in a aid to help prevent or overcome cancer. Okay, so those are my 4 tips. Now, if you want, you can also take the chime balls, all right, into your bathtub when you pour this in, okay? Pour this in your bathtub, twirl the chime balls, and put the pencil in your mouth. How about that for a great tip? All right. Anyway, thanks again so much for coming back and watching us, and hopefully next time Diane will have her computer ready to go with her camera so she can join us in these great videos that we have fun doing for you. Okay, so thanks again, and remember, think positive. That's an order.